Happy New Year to all of you. It was kind of cool yesterday. Benjamin, LG, and Ben's kid was asking me what I thought about the trade for the Knicks, which Rob talked about so eloquently on IG Live a couple days ago. And, on a company Jace, they talk about it for hours at a time. Hey, Kev, what's up there? That's all they were talking about. I'm like, there's a college football playoff game on, and these guys are talking about the trade for Ananobi for Quickly and for RJ Barrett. But, it's one game right so far. And yes, the Knicks won their first game. And I saw that the Raptors won and Quickly started and Quickly wanted more money. He wanted starter money. He was a backup. Well, now you're going to get the time to play every damn day. And RJ Barrett never was a fan of. I thought he was I also was a Dookie. Benjamin was right. He went to Duke. He was a Dookie. But there was something about him. He just never was that guy. I didn't think he was ever going to become that guy. Happy New Year to you too, Kev. And Rob was going on and on about how, the ownership is going the right direction. I'm like, and that they're going to get guys for next season, off season, free agency. The draft sucks. They have draft picks that aren't going to be worth shit. They're late draft picks. They don't have any really lottery picks that I'm feeling are going to lead to, especially this upcoming draft. There's always going to be some outliers. There's always going to be some gems, but there's no wow, there's no Wemby. There's no Zion. There's no, Cade Cunningham, to be determined. At least they ended their 28-game losing streak on Saturday against the Raptors, which they hadn't won since October 20th, and then they lost again yesterday. But it was the two Thompson brothers playing against each other yesterday, Asur and Amen. So that was kind of cool that they played against each other. Brothers, that's kind of cool playing an NBA game. I think they had bobbleheads and everything, but the Rockets blew at the Pistons, so the Pistons lost again. But I digress. I don't know. I think it's going to take time. You got to let these guys play some games. We got to see what happens, and then from there, we'll see. We'll see what happens moving forward. But it way too soon. One game. And, the Knicks need so much goddamn help. And after this, talking to Aaron and Josh and everybody yesterday, and Rob, Rob has his points, but who are you trading now? Who are you getting rid of? I don't know. I really don't know. And you getting rid of Randall? Is Randall going to show up in the playoffs? Yeah, Randall had 39 yesterday, and they beat Minnesota and DiVincenzo, but, Brunson didn't shoot well, and Tibbs always places guys way too many minutes. And we saw what happened to Derrick Rose when they could have won a championship that year. He runs him on the ground, blowout, whatever. Hey, look what happened to Mike McDaniel. Bradley Chubb, they're down 49-19 on Sunday. Bradley Chubb's in there, blows out his knee. He's done for the year. You think you needed to keep him in when you have a game next week, which you could win the division? And now if you lose, you're going to be drop in the playoffs. You clinch a playoff spot, but really? 49-19 in a game you can't win? Over? And then the playoffs yesterday. Michigan, watching a game with her. Thank God they won, because I don't want to have to deal with that. That would have been really scary. But she even said to me, she goes, they're losing this game. I think they were down 17-13. She goes, they're losing this game. And I said, wow, man, but she's watched games. She's seen them all along. And Harbaugh's only had 3 fourth quarter wins when they're down by 7-3. And that was only the second J.J. McCarthy, who I thought played like shit. First play of the game with those interceptions. Thank God the guy had stepped out and then came back in. They had a fumble on a kickoff. They had a botched snap on a extra point. They had a bad snap on a 49-yard field goal, and they still won the goddamn game. They had 5 sacks at Milroe in the first half. Milroe, that's the thing. Bama, 43 sacks this year. They were 123rd in that, and we're talking in bad standings of the FBS teams. 123rd in sacks they've given up this year. They gave up 5 in the first half. They kind of settled things down. It was 13-10 at the half. Michigan should have been blowing them out. They weren't. They had, 7 tackles for losses, 5 sacks, outgained them 197-96, and they roll up to 13-10. You're like, they're not winning this goddamn game. Third quarter, 1 first down, 23 yards of offense. And Blake Corum played, I agree, he got strong as the game went on. J.J. McCarthy, to me, still hasn't shown me that he could be the guy. Milton wants to come on and talk about it. I'm still concerned because Michael Penix and Washington, I don't know what the fuck they were doing yesterday, but they're blowing them out. They're up 34-21, and they're doing like a triple, a flea flicker, a reverse, backwards passing when they should just be driving down the field. You got a quarterback who was Penix 430. He was those for 430. That was the third highest ever. I forgot, but Tebow threw for like 482. Yes, Josh, too cute. 482 against Cincinnati. I remember that game when Cincinnati went to Sugar Bowl, blew them out. And they had the game. And then there was an injury with their running back, which is still to be determined. What's his name? Dylan Johnson went down. So the clock stopped. And they wouldn't even have time left. Well, they go down. They get a touchdown. They get a field goal. They get the ball back. You're right. Didn't they get a field goal? And then Washington couldn't do anything. Couldn't run out the clock. Yeah, and the injury happened. They get the ball back with no time, and they just start driving. And they had shots in the end zone. Quinn Ewers. But that whole drive, it was like receivers off. Adonai Mitchell was screaming, I want the ball. Then he got a touchdown. But, I was talking to Hal, and what did Hal say to me? Hal said, I said, I'd love him on a show. I don't think he's going to come on, but I'd love to have him on a show. And he did not. He was like, to be that close. I guess it's even worse. To be that close, Company Jace, how's it going there? And to be that close and lose is even worse. So he didn't even talk to me during the game. I said something. There was a measurement, and I said, Stevie Wonder, what's up there, Rob? Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles knew that was a first down. Knew they got the stop there. And then, even the second half, they're driving Texas, and they said, caused by a fumble caused by the ground. And you're like, dude, you watch the replay. The ball was coming out before it even hit the ground. I mean, everything Texas could do to lose the game, they did. And they still had a shot at the end. Now, if this was the BCS, this would be the game we'd have Michigan against Washington. Milton is going to the game. Hal had tickets. If Texas won, they didn't. He's about 40, 50 miles away from the stadium, and Texas is over. You know what? I felt Quinn Ewers should come back. I think when he looks good, he looks really good, but when he looks bad, he looks really bad. Michael Penix Jr., I mean, I don't know how, I know that Daniels won the Heisman, but Penix Jr. came and played his ass off. And that's the thing. We're going to see. It's going to be an interesting championship game. Thank God there is one, because it would have ruined. And that game didn't end until like 12:30. But the best part of the game, which right away, Michigan wasn't even paying attention. I go, holy shit. So they're showing the crowd, they had a shot of the French Quarter. And I've been to the French Quarter, and these women are looking up, and someone's talking to them, and they'll throw you beads if you flash. Well, this woman, she pulled down her top, and nobody talked about it. It took at least 10, 15 minutes to get even on Twitter. It wasn't even a big thing, but unless maybe people were just sleeping or whatever. But I was like, holy, like Michigan, her top, and she didn't. So of course I got Lanker. Lanker got a screenshot of it. He went back, sent me a screenshot, and then I found out all the guys from Company of Jace are butt guys, not boob guys. Dude, I have a butt. We all have butt. That's what Simon said. I have. What are you, a legs or an ass man? He goes, I have legs. I guess he didn't say, I have legs. No, man, chest always works. But, I thought that and Rob was saying, my kids are going to be scarred for life. They were a joke or whatever. But I thought that was kind of, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, guys. Yeah, see, Kev's with me. Chess man. But I thought that was great. They didn't talk about it all after that. But the camera guy, what do you think ESPN, in the truck was like, okay, yeah, we got a great shot of French Quarter. Oh my God! It happens, folks. It happens. Live television. That's why it's so great. And I thought they have a 5-second pause. They didn't get, you saw it happening. I knew what was going on. I've been to the French Quarter, and I was like, oh, this isn't going to end well. Well, it ended well for us, but not well for the camera. But yeah, 2 great games. Couldn't have asked for more. And college football playoff, Michigan, and then the end of the game, Michigan took a timeout, then Bama took a timeout, and Saban said he had 3 plays. So the best play they had, and they were having problems with the snap ball game with the center of, what was it, McLaughlin was the center for Bama. He was having problems all goddamn game with the snap, and it was a low snap. And Milroe, who I thought, he only threw for $121, but when they ran the ball, they were successful with him running the ball. They really weren't throwing the ball well. They were getting pressure. Second half was different. Oh, geez, Louise. Yeah, go Pat, go. Yeah, sure thing, buddy. Yeah, you're Pat. 8-8. Good thing. Yeah. Are you what? Are you pro? So wait. Aaron's asking me if I'm pro. Oh, if I'm for implants. Am I pro implants? Nah. I mean, it's nice to look at, but they're not. They're nice for show, but it's not anything you really want to play with. I mean, they feel weird. They look, yeah, and if it's a good job, if it's a good implant, but most of the times they're not. And then sometimes it's too much. Like I know women who got implants, and they really were unhappy with their size of their chest. I had an ex who had breast reduction, so I've been at both ends. So that's what. But I'm glad that we're talking. The boobs thing is going to keep going right now. So yeah, great. Well, you got me off my freaking train of thought right there, dude. What was I talking about? Yeah, I was talking about, yeah. So we're gonna see what happens. Oh yeah, so timeout, and they had 3 plays. It's like driving a Lexus, cool to look at, but yeah, okay, yeah, I could see where this is going. Yes, good thing there. Yeah, you guys. And he had 3 plays, Saban, and Saban was and Tommy Reese. The play they went with was running into the line, which was the strength of them all game. If you watch the game of Michigan, everything in the center line, they were once they got outside, it was smooth sailing for Bama. I mean, that 34-yard touchdown run, what's his Sanistril, the DB, he got faked out of his freaking jock on that one for the touchdown early in the game. And I saw that Bama had been 66-0 and leading 7-0 in the first quarter. So now they're 66-1, and it's 3 straight years. Saban not winning a natty at Bama, his longest losing streak while he's been there. Yes. I'm glad that Aaron is laughing to himself. He thinks it's hilarious. Michigan wins it all now. Okay, yeah. I don't even know who Ernesto was rooting for, but now all of a sudden, yes. Michigan wins it all now. Yes. Now all of a sudden you're on Michigan. Well, of course they should win it all, but J.J. McCarthy's going to have to play a lot better. And Texas had 10 penalties, most since the K-State game I went to. A lot of offense. Yeah, well, no, it wasn't 7 yards out. It was 3 yards out at the end. But it was a bad snap. He kind of got caught in his own feet, Milrow, and right in the center of the line. I can't believe that was the last call, and that was going to be successful going through the middle of the line. I mean, it was stacked. Hey, listen, fantastic. Just made my life a lot easier. They would have lost that game, and then she would have been pissed the rest of the night. At least she was happy. She smiled the rest of the night. Yeah. I'm a UNC fan, just saying Michigan wins it all. So I don't. What does UNC have to do with Michigan? Are you talking about when they won the national championship in '93 when you were, what were you, 4? You were 4 years old there, Ernesto? 3? You remember that game? You remember the timeout? Timeout there? Yeah, remember that game? Who was the timeout guy? Chris Webber. Yeah, Chris Webber. Michigan gets pissed when I do that all the time. But yeah, I mean, couldn't have asked for more. Great games. And before the game, Michigan sent me something. Well, all the Michigan people got pissed off about it. It showed on a graphic Alabama's the number 1 seed and Michigan is the 4. And she said they were going crazy on Twitter about that. Yeah, 1997 was the last time title game. Good for them. And you were, how old were you then? Aaron, were you even born? Oh, wait, no, you were born. Yeah, that's a long time ago, dude. Yeah, 97. And actually they shared it that year with 97. Didn't they share it with? It was a 1997. They were co-champs. Was it with the U? No, was it with Washington? You were 9 years old. Okay. 1997. Let me see. 1997 college football national championship. Who won the 19? It was Nebraska, Michigan. Michigan. So this time they're going to be going for the soul thing, and we're going to see. Well, and we'll see what happens with Harbaugh if he says, "Did you? I put it up on the Company J site. Did you guys see Tepper, David Tepper, the owner of the Panthers? So they were losing. They lost 26-0 to the Jags, and Tepper, I guess, was getting heckled by Jags fan, and they said he spilled a drink. He threw a drink at the fans, and his GM was right next to him. And Albert Breer brought up a good point where, they said they're paying Goodell basically $1 million a week to, put out all the fires. Now the players do anything bad, but these billionaire owners can be assholes and douchebags. Listen, the fans are going to heckle you, and you're gonna. What do you expect? Your team sucks. You're 2-14, 0-9 on the road. Bryce Young, it's been a total shit show. I like Bryce Young. Everybody thinks he's a bust, but he hasn't had. They got rid of Frank Reich, and from there it's fan does it exactly, Aaron. They get banned. But the owner in his own luxury box can be a total douchebag. He is destroying that franchise. It's a total shit show. Bryce Young must be like, what the hell did I get myself into? And he should be done. Yeah. I can't judge owners doing bad shit. My track record. Yeah. What do you mean your track record of fighting? What Ernesto gets in that? What is there Ernesto? Who's that Australian actor from Gladiator? Is he that guy? Is Ernesto getting fights? Is it over your heated bowling matches? You guys get into brawls in your bowling matches, which I would think would not be a good thing because you guys all have bowling balls, and I wouldn't want to get hit in the face with a bowling ball. But I could see Ernesto getting a little crazy. Yeah. And Rob, I agree. If a player did that, they'd be heavily fined and possibly face a suspension. Yeah. I mean, how do you do that stuff? How do you get, okay, so you know what? Fans are going to be, and a guy probably was drunk and you're losing, get him blown out. And, what do you expect, man? Yeah. Oh, Ernesto has his own fight club. Yeah. And Ernesto's, I like that. He says, I've gotten into altercations. Yeah. And Josh even says some fun times with Ernie at the lanes. Yeah. He got into some altercations. I once went to a bowling. We went to a bowling. I remember years and years ago, and this guy must have been 6'8", and this little guy said they got into an altercation. This guy must have been my height, maybe even 5'6". One punch knocked the guy out cold. One punch, the taller dude. One punch to the face, went down like a tree. Pretty crazy. Yes. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I got to come to one of these bowling matches. Ernie says he's going to do it live. Because I'll tell you, I've watched some women's college bowling. If the Giants and Jets are looking for line help, they should just go to a women's college bowling match. Those girls. I'm not fat shaming. I'm just stating fact. And actually, I sent everybody last night NFL players if they were fat. It was pretty funny. Josh Allen, you can see all them. It's pretty funny. Yeah, the Knicks are right. Yeah, Rob. Okay, so we have the college football playoff, and Rob wants to talk about the Knicks are undefeated in 2024. Rob, I hate to tell you, it's not basketball season. No one gives a shit. No one cares. It's football season. No one cares. The Knicks are what, 18-15? 33 games into an NBA season. It is January 2nd. We just had college football playoffs. We have the last weekend of the NFL. We have playoffs coming up, and nobody gives a shit about the Knicks because the Knicks aren't doing shit this year. They're not doing shit next year. They're not doing shit the year after. They don't have any assets to give up. And they're going to go out in the first round of the playoffs. They're not getting Spider Mitchell. Spider Mitchell doesn't want to come play for the Knicks. No matter what you read saying he wants to come here, he wants to go to a winner. And the Knicks aren't winning shit. And I don't care what you say about the Leon Rose and the GM and, the owners out of things now, Dolan the douchebag. The Knicks aren't going anywhere. You could say the front court, whatever, and now they lost scoring. Quentin Grimes is going to put you up even 10 points a game if you're lucky. That's every other night. You don't have enough scoring. And that division is only going to get better. I know the other night you didn't have a full team, 140 points, giving up a lot of points every goddamn game, and 7 games against Giannis, 7 games against Embiid, 7 games against Brown and Tatum. You are going out very, very quickly. Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. All-Star break, you can talk about it. February 24th, talk all you want. But January 2nd, 33 games into a season, right? Isn't it 33 games? Is that what the Knicks, are the Knicks, are we at 33 games? Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Knicks. Yeah, we'll see. What I just said, my hot take right there was the take everybody's saying. When you polish a turd, it's still a turd. And the Knicks are a turd. Great. They win some games. They beat the T-Wolves. They're not winning on the road. Rob says they're winning on the road. No, they're not. They're not getting the things done, whatever. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. They couldn't win last year. Randall's not going to show up in the playoffs. He never shows up in the playoffs. He always gets a little, and the Knicks right now. Oh, I'm sorry. The Knicks right now are. Let's look at the conference. Right now, they are the 7th seed at 18-15. They are tied with the Cavs, who lost yesterday. They are the 8th seed. The Pacers are ahead of them. The Heat are ahead of them. Magic, who are a younger, stronger team. Yeah, it's King Randall's world. Yeah, he had 39 last night. Yeah, great. You know what? I hope he scores 80 points a goddamn game. When the playoffs come and when you need a big game from him, it's going to be watching the Houdini disappearing act of Randall. And then Brunson can score 50 points a game for the whole series, and it's not going to mean shit. It's not. It's not. Right now, they would be playing the Bucks in the first round. Bye-bye. Goodbye. See you later. I'm just not sold on them. I'm sorry, man, dude. Yeah. Magic are young and hungry. Dude, Franz Wagner, they are 4-0 this year when he scores 30-plus points. You got Banchero. Cole Anthony's playing better. Jalen Suggs. I mean, they got a young nucleus right there. I take that team. I wish that team was the New York Knicks right now. Yeah, no, Brunson, superstar. I'd love that young Magic team here. I would. Knicks, not so much. Yeah, I mean, come on. Let's be honest here. Yeah, I had a lot of notes about the Michigan. Yeah, that first half. Blake Corum set a Michigan record 56 rushing touchdown, broke a tie with Anthony Thomas. Congrats to him. J.J. McCarthy is now 26-1 as a starter. Fantastic. Jay Harbaugh is the special team coach. Jim, fire your goddamn son. He sucks. He really sucks. He's terrible. And I saw McCarthy, 17 for 27, 221, 3 touchdowns, and had 25 on 3 carries. I'll tell you, every time they needed a big play, a big pass, he wasn't making it. Wasn't my guy. Yeah. Okay. Ernesto. Yeah. Okay. And now Ernesto. Well, actually, you know who agrees with you is Benjamin thinks the Browns are going to go all the way. And he thinks that Joe Flacco should be the comeback player of the year. All right. Yeah. Blake Corum, yes, he's playing his ass off. He missed the playoff last year with a knee injury. That sucks. And how about this? Bama's only overtime losses in bowl games, 2000 in the Orange Bowl when Brady beat him, and this year, only time. Thank you, Craig Stevenson, for that. Saban wishes he did more. I wish Harbaugh did less. There was a play where, they kept bringing Orgy in, where you knew he was going to run the ball, and then they did like a flea flicker when the drive was working that, took them out of. That's when they had to miss the 49-yard field goal. It's like, dude, things are working. A flea flicker didn't work, took you out of the flow of the game. Every time you put Orgy in, it took J.J. McCarthy out of his game. And they got too fancy. They get too cute. Play fucking football, guys. Same thing with Washington. The triple reverse, all that shit. Give Penix the ball. Penix uses the pass like a running play. And he had a walk-on tight end yesterday with like 6-7 catches. I mean, they were just, and I'll tell you, Rome Odunze, Jesus. And I'll tell you, Penix can really put the ball in. I thought, wow, it'd be nice to see a Jets quarterback throw a ball like that. That's what I kept thinking. I was like, and Bo Nix, so happy he played in the bowl game. I love Liberty, all the fans, they're for Christ and all that stuff. And hey, more power to him. You know what? Hey, listen, beautiful Jerry Falwell. He's a very honorable person. Yeah, I'm joking when I say that. But they come out, take a 6-0 lead, miss the extra point against Oregon. Oregon proceeds to score 45 unanswered wins, 45-6. Bo Nix in the second quarter threw 14 for 18, a buck 80, 4 touchdowns. And he set a single season record. He is the only quarterback, and that was his 61st Bo Nix college football game. 61st, dude. 61st. Yeah. Rob likes, yeah, I'm so sick of Saban. Listen, I love Saban. I grew up a Bama fan. Now, I kind of wanted, yesterday I was a little torn, but, Michigan's Michigan, and I've learned to appreciate Michigan, but I thought I thought Michigan should have blown them out, and then I thought Bama should have beat them, but it didn't happen. Yeah, well, no, that's not 100% true, dude. What about maybe not have problems at Bama, but the guy, wide receiver who went to the Raiders, what was he doing, 130 miles an hour, hit that girl in the car, killed her and the dog. His players, once they leave, have problems. Marcel Darius, a lot of guys that Bama have had problems once they left. Yeah, and they all go to the pros. Yeah, he's been good for so long. Yeah. I don't know what you're saying. His pissing and moaning after the Oh, after the NIL changes was whack. Dude, his players are getting paid before NIL. That was all happening. That's been going on forever, Aaron. Players have been getting played since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time. You know what? They all piss him on. Dabo Swinney I was watching with Clemson. I was like, motherfucker, I can't stand him. Oh, and did you see last night? So some rabbis came to the Mavs Utah game in Utah, holding up, Israel proud because Kyrie put up those anti-Semitic things, and he asked security to have them take down the signs at the game. That was Kyrie's first game after missing 12 games with a heel injury because, Kyrie's always getting hurt, but he loves getting paid, and he loves spending his money and telling everybody how smart he is. And they got blown out by 37 yesterday in Utah. So that made me ecstatic. But yeah. Oh, now Star Talent wants to go. Oh, yeah. Aaron, they're going to go right now. They're going to go wherever the most money is. And I'll tell you, if you want to win, you go play for Saban. If you want to go pro, listen, Michigan got 5 sacks in the first half. Whatever adjustments he made in the second half worked. And, hey, at the end of the day, they lost in overtime and the better team won. Yes. And Kyrie loves to get paid to not play. I agree. Yeah. He doesn't really want to work hard for that money. I mean, Rob, you guys work hard for the money. I'm not a Kyrie fan. So whatever I can read about Kyrie I'm happy with. I'm ecstatic with. And Dallas Turner's going pro. I pretty much wasn't shocked about that one. So yeah, he's going pro. And I saw after the JJ McCarthy was hugging one of the Bama players, they played at IMG together, and he goes, "Go win it," which I thought was a classy move on his part. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, and Peter Bott said on Sunday, Tyrod Cutlets. How about your Giants there, Rob? Game they should have won. Mason Crosby should have stopped kicking about 3-4 years ago. And I love that play before, on second down where they do a draw to Saquon because Saquon was really lighting up running the ball. And then they lose the game because Crosby's range is about, 31 yards. He missed an extra point, too. Misses an extra point that makes the field goal. Missed a 32-yard extra point but made a 33-yard field goal. Or was the other way around or whatever. And the Giants found a way to blow another game. But they're all playing hard. They're all playing hard. Hey, at least not the Eagles. How did the Eagles score 31 points and lose to the Cardinals? How did they lose to the Cardinals? How do you let that happen? And Brandon Graham says, D's fine. Now it's, it's basically win or go home, but we're going to get everything right. Dude, you're not getting everything right. Brandon of Company Jace was down on his team, says it's not happening this year. They got to show me something because I'll tell you, they stunk it up. They haven't looked good. And you get 31 points, you got to win those games. And the Dolphins go into Baltimore, get blown out of the water. Yeah, and what happened on the 2-point conversion? You know what they said? Tyrod was indecisive, where he should have just run it in, and then decides last minute to throw it, makes a terrible throw to Saquon. And Saquon had actually on that game-winning drive, right before he had that long run, Tyrod, he threw a beautiful pass to Saquon, who dropped it terribly. And then he had that great freaking scramble of 31 yards, and they blow the game. Yeah, bad teams. Yeah. Listen, dude, you know what? It is not a good time to be a local sports fan, except we're talking hockey. Hockey's been, Rangers first time leading the league going into New Year's since 93, 94. We know how that season ended. They're playing the Canes tonight, right? They're playing the Canes tonight, so that'll be fun to watch. But, yeah, so they're, 25-9-1. But Jets suck. Giants suck. Knicks, Nets, Yankees are going to suck. Mets are definitely going to suck. Whatever Rob says, don't believe it. Yankees, Frankie Montas got 1 year for $16 million for pitched one game last season. And Giolito, who sucked last year for the Guardians and the Angels, got 2 years for $38.5, but he can opt out after the first year. And Chris Sale, who can't stay healthy, I agree with you, Aaron, he's going to play with the Braves. And Vaughn Grissom, who couldn't even win the starting job with the Braves, is now going to go to play for the Red Sox, the Sox. Now, Chris Sale, good, yeah. Aaron says Eagle fans want Sirianni fired, a year removed. Yeah, they do. And listen, you just sent me something. Wayne Rooney got fired for losing 9 of 15 games. In soccer, teams win the Premier League and have been fired the year after. So that's not uncommon. That's not delusional fans, man. They're even worse in soccer overseas, man. You win a championship, start off a losing streak the next year, you're gone. You're gone. So no, not delusional. Sirianni, I don't know what's going on with that team, man, but it's not working. I mean, how do you start 10-0 and what are you 1-4 since? And looking terrible. I mean, looking really shitty. I mean, you won in KC and since then, and that wasn't even a good, well played game. KC wins the division. Congrats to them. But I mean, we're going to see CMC. He's going to sit out. You're not sure about the Dolphins. Waddle, Tyreek Hill went down again. How about CeeDee Lamb on Saturday, dude? How about, I mean, he set 122 catches, over 1,600 yards, set the single season, broke Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin won titles. So let's slow that down. How about that play where the ref got the numbers messed up at the end on a perfect 2-point conversion, and now the Lions, who had a shot to be even the 2 seed, now are kind of locked in at 3 in a game, so they're going to use it as fuel. That's what Dan Campbell said, but that was bullshit. And Jared Goff, to me, man, makes a lot of bad plays, man. Jared Goff, I'm sorry. I mean, I know he's had a good season, but he really played like shit. He had some bad interceptions, and that felt like a playoff game. And Mike McCarthy's right. Every game's a playoff game now. They got to go to play at Washington. Washington's playing like shit now. They got blown out by the Niners. You got the Jags have to win in Tennessee, and you have Indianapolis playing Houston on Saturday, and there's all these scenarios how the playoffs is going to work out. But basically, Jags win, they win the division, and yeah, Houston wins, they win the division. So we were talking about Rookie of the Year, and I thought Puka Nacua, but I forgot about C.J. Stroud. How about the tight end for the Lions, who's having a monster season too? What the hell's who's the tight end for the Lions? I see his face. He went to Iowa U, but I can't. His name's escaping me right now. He's had a monster season. Yeah, Sam Laporta. Jeez Louise. Nacua had a monster. Nacua is up. I think Nakua's having a season. Yeah, Sam Laporta. Jeez Louise, but Nacua is having a season, dude. Nakua's having. I forget. I think Lamar Chase had the record for this season, 101 catches, 1,445 yards, 5 touchdowns. Let me see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 100-yard games this year. 7. I mean, he's having a season. 5th-round draft pick, right? Jeez Louise, man. I'll tell you, Cooper Kupp. That's the thing about wide receivers. One guy has a couple good years. Cooper Kupp had that phenomenal season, got injured. He's never been the same. Michael Thomas, got that big contract, had a huge season, never was the same again. You find another one. He'll be tight end 3 overall next year after Kelsey. And listen, I think Kelsey's on the way down, dude. And I think Andrews, they can't even stay healthy. So if Laporta can stay healthy, he's going to go up to number 1 in my book, because he's just, all he does is put it up. And Hawkinson was up there too. Then he got a knee injury. I mean, it sucks. But on the Vikings, how about Green Bay? Jordan Love. Jordan Love is having a season, and with a much less, what would I say? Less, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, with weapons around him, not like his predecessors at all. They were up they had 23 points, 23-3 at the half. Yeah, Jaron Hall, great move. Great move putting him in there. Yeah, that was a good move, put in Jaron Hall, because that was your best chance of winning the game. So then you go to Nick Mullins, who isn't any better, or Josh Dobbs. You don't think they need a quarterback? How about Pittsburgh? John Ledyard, who I love, said that basically, the Pittsburgh's winning games because the D's playing better, and Mason Rudolph isn't the answer. Kenny Pickett's not the answer. Trubisky is definitely not the answer. But for the 17th straight year, Mike Tomlin will not have a losing record. 17th straight year. Yes. And how was Love developed? Well, first of all, Love was developed because they actually have an offensive coordinator. They have an ownership group that's not fucking morons. And they don't hire shitty coaches over and over and over again. That's how he develops. And he sat on the bench. And he's 100 times better than, and he played at a good, Jordan Love, college was, where did Jordan Love play college ball? Yeah, where did Jordan Love play that shit? Where did Jordan Love play college at? Ernesto would help me out here. but he sat. Yeah, yeah. You can't. Well, Zach Wilson, you could have held him out for about 14 years. He still wouldn't have done anything. So let's be honest here, okay? Let's be honest. Jordan Love College. Where did Jordan Love? I'm pretty sure. Jordan Love College. Jordan Love played at. Trying to see, where did he play at? He was drafted 26 overall. Utah State. 3 years. What did he do there? Let me see what he did there. Passing. How come that's not really, yeah. So he actually had a better season his sophomore than junior season. Last year, they had 20 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. But didn't play at a great school. Also came from the state of Utah. They just picked the right guy from Utah. But sat, and he said, they said the game's slowing down for him and everything. He looks damn good. Looks damn good. And the Jets are going to bring back Salah. They're going to bring back Hackett. They're going to bring back Douglas. And for what? Why? Why? Because you got an owner who's a freaking moron, and he's just going to keep doing this. Well, yeah, Lamar did sit for a little bit, but Lamar had gifts. And, listen, they look damn good right now. And they got the first round bye. The Niners got the first round bye. The Bears got the number 1 pick in the draft. Speedy, yeah, it's a huge adjustment. It's a huge adjustment. Eli sat for half a year. Yeah, yes, we know about Eli. Yes, Eli. You can't talk football. You can't talk football if you don't talk about Eli. But that 117 record as a starting quarterback is just, it just sticks in my mind, dude. I got to be honest with you. Did not have a great record. I know he won 2 championships, and I can't take that away from him, but that 117, yeah. Did he sit for a full year? Brady? I don't know if Brady sat for a full year. Did he sit for a whole entire season? Did Brady sit for that whole? I thought Brady played that first year. You need to look that up. Brady was drafted in what, 1999? Brady stats. Let's look that up. Let's look up Brady. All right, here we go. Tom Brady was drafted in 1999. Pick 199, I'm sorry, 2000 draft. And did he play? Yeah, 2000. You're right. He got into 1 game. 2001 was when he played all those games. Good going there, Rob. Yeah, sat for 1 full year. Yeah, some games. And then came in year 2 and played 15 games, 14 starts. I wonder if Brady had a good record. Oh, Brady was 251 wins, 82 losses. Wow. That's a pretty good record for a quarterback, isn't it, Rob? It's pretty good. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I think he deserves a shot. It's not like when I think of football, I don't think about Tom Brady at all. I mean, what did he do? What, 7 rings? 10 Super Bowls? Yes, I know. 2 he lost to Eli. I know that's the next thing he's going to pop up. That's the next thing. Yes. I love busting on him. And how about the Giants line? 83 sacks this year. They only gave up 6 to the Rams. Things looking good. You're going to have, it doesn't matter who's going to play quarterback next year because he's going to be lucky to be alive. And Evan Neal, he is undergoing surgery. The scan revealed he has an ankle fracture. That's another guy who couldn't play this year. Was a very high draft. What was he go? 7, Rob, what did he go? 7 or 8? Not good. DJ Moore had a $159 a touchdown in their win over Atlanta. How about the Bears winning 7 games this year? How about the crowd chanting Justin? Yeah, they're going to still take Caleb Williams. He was the first Bears player with multiple 150-plus receiving yards in a season since Alshon Jeffrey. Remember him out of South Carolina in 2013? And a lot of guys have. T.J. Moore, 92 catches, 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. And Baker Mayfield's dealing with some ribs, but they think it's a must-win against the Panthers, right? That's a must-win. Still, that division's up for grabs. Devontae Smith is dealing with a mild ankle sprain. Evan Ingram has caught 80% of his targets. Too bad he couldn't do it when he was playing for the Giants. But for the Jags this year, he only has 100. What is that? Is that right? No. Evan Ingram has that many catches? Wait, hold on a sec. Does Evan Ingram have that many catches? Because I just wrote that down that he is He has 100 catches this year? Holy shit. 104 catches this year, 884 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Last year, he had 73 catches for 766. He's had 31 more catches this year. Well, his yards average is down too, but still, 104 catches, Ingram. Where was he with the Giants? Where was this guy when he was in the Giants? Where'd this guy go? I don't know this guy. They're playing at the Titans. That's for the winning division. Ernesto, thank you for this. Green Bay Football Daily. Jordan Love, 3,849 yards passing, 30 touchdowns. No Bears player has reached those marks in a single season. And Dan Orlovsky, in his first year as a starter, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Rodgers' first year, 28 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. And Favre's first year as a starter, 18 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Pretty impressive, right, guys? I mean, it's nothing to shake a tail feather at. Dolphins. How about the Dolphins? Outscored 176 to 92 when playing teams with winning records this season. Thank you, Play Like a Jet, for that one. After the Cards won over the Eagles, Coach Jonathan Gannon, first victory Monday off. Eagles went from 2 to 5 in the seeding. Which, you know what? My buddy Lanker brought up a good point. You get the 5 seed. You know who you're going to play? You're going to play a road game at the NFC South champion, which to me is actually better for the Eagles. They're going to go play at a shittier team on the road, but they're going to play the Bucks maybe again. Not bad. It gets harder. You know, going to get a tougher team at the 2 than at the 5 actually in this case. And Bengals and Broncos eliminated. Green Bay had their first 100-yard receiver, former Rutgers wide receiver Bo Melton, 6 for 105 and a touchdown in their 33-10 win over Minnesota. Yeah, Jaron Hall. God, he sucks. Nick Mullins wasn't any good either. And Justin Jefferson, 5 catches for 59 yards. He's only played 9 games this year, 56 catches, 882 yards, 4 touchdowns. Well, who do the Packers play on Sunday? And Packers are still in the playoff hunt, right? They're in, but it's not like they need a lot of help, right? Am I correct in that assumption? Because assuming makes an ass out of you and me, right? Let me see. Okay, Green Bay is number 7 right now. If they beat the Bears at Lambeau this weekend, they're in the playoffs. If the Rams lose to the locked-in Niners, Green Bay would be the 6th seed, which could happen. So, all right, so you're locked in. You just have to beat the Bears at Lambeau. Can you do that? Ernie, can they do that? I hope they do that for you because you're going to be crying for weeks if that doesn't happen. Yeah, and Jaron Hall, 50% of dropbacks in first half by the Packers, 2 for 4 in interceptions, 2 sacks against the blitz. Thank you, ESPN Stats and Info. And Benjamin Solik had the best line. This was on Twitter. He said, "Thank God for Nick Mullins. First time such a thing had ever been uttered, ever," which I agree with. Thank God for Nick Mullins. And Vikings season just went through the shitter. And are they going to re-sign Kirk Cousins? Because they need a quarterback. Now, Kirk Cousins is coming off the Achilles, but he gives them the best chance to win, in my opinion. I guess we're going to see what happens. Yeah, that's Bradley Chubb. That was bullshit. 11 sacks this year, 6 forced fumbles, 74 tackles. So he tore his right ACL. 2019, he tore his left ACL. And in high school, he tore his left ACL, Bradley Chubb. And Xavier Howard likely out. He went out off a cart, and 2 is dealing with a shoulder injury. So things are not looking very good right now for the Dolphins. And the Bills own them in the playoffs. I mean, Josh Allen plays great. And Joshua said he's going to come on once they make the playoffs. I said, we'll see what happens. And finally, thank God that the Bills-Dolphins is next Sunday Night Football, because that's a playoff game. So that's good. Thank you for Marcel, Luis, Jacques for that one. And Brett Maher is back with the Rams. They could play the Cowboys in the first round, which would be kind of crazy. I can't think of another team that is good that would want. Why wouldn't anybody want Cousins? Well, he's coming off the Achilles injury. He's older. But I'll tell you, you know what? I was happy the Jets didn't get him. But now he's not going to take a backup role. But there's a lot of teams out there that need quarterbacks. And he's going to be somewhere next year. If he doesn't go to Minnesota, he's going to go somewhere and he's going to make a lot of money. I think a lot of teams, you know how many teams need a quarterback? Good God. I mean, let's think. Is Arizona, Kyler Murray going to be quarterback there next year? Geno Smith, is he done in Seattle? Drew Lock isn't the answer there. I mean, we could go through all the teams. If I just look at every team, pretty much, I mean, Aaron Rodgers at 40, you really think he's going to be healthy the whole season? Tua is pretty much locked in Miami, but they're not playing as well. Yeah, good thing. Yeah, good thing New York teams are sending quarterback. Yeah, listen. I mean, Tyrod Taylor's a nice backup if you need him once in a while, but as he showed on Sunday, when you need to make that big play, he's not making the big play. He isn't. He isn't. You got and he's a veteran. How did he that play at the goal line, run the ball goddamn in? How he said he even said I was indecisive. Dude, you've been playing this game forever. If the game isn't slowed down for now and you can't be decisive at this point in your career, then I don't want you. And I think he plays his ass off. You know, he comes, he's a professional. He doesn't complain about anything. But if I need to win a game, he's not the guy I'm going after. So, Rob, total mess, total shit show. Yeah, Vikings last year were 11-0 with one-score games. This year they're 6-8, tied for the most in a single season with 14 one-score games this year. Yeah, one score. Rob, they could expand it. They could expand it from New Jersey to New York, and it still wouldn't be big enough for his fucking ego. I can't stand him. Yeah, so the Jags win division. Lose and Steelers beat Ravens. Jags out. They lose and Steelers lose. Raiders win over Denver. Jags in his wild card. Thank you, Bill Barnwell. That's a lot to even process. Texans 9 wins, most since 2019. 6-3 at home. Yeah, Minnesota 23 points for the most they gave up in a half this year. How about Tyreek Hill? That should be the MVP. First NFL player with 1,700 yards receiving in consecutive seasons. 112 catches, 1,717 yards, 12 touchdowns, 15 yards a catch this year. Yeah. KC AFC West champions, Bengals, I said, and Broncos out. Bryce Young is going to finish 2023 worst passer rating in the NFL, narrowly beating two-time champ Zach Wilson. Thank you, Football Perspective, for that. Do you like that there are Saturday games this week? I feel they should all be on Sunday. No, I'm okay. And the Saturday games mean something, right? Who's playing Saturday? Okay, so it's the Titans versus the... What are the games this Saturday? NFL schedule. I know it's the Titans versus Houston NFL. What's the other game? Because I want to watch that other game Saturday. NFL schedule. Yeah, Saturday Steelers Ravens and then Texans Colts. Yeah, Rob, I hear what you're saying, but what is the NFL all about? Money and being on every goddamn day they can. And you know, what do you guys think about the Monday wild card game? That pisses me off. Really? We need a Monday wild card game? The goddamn Texas game didn't start till 9 o'clock at night. It didn't end till 12:30. I mean, are you kidding me? On the East Coast? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. You know, I mean, come on, guys. You could start both games, but you want the whole prime time? So start one game at like 3, and game could start at a reasonable time. You could add, but no, we have to have the games go to 12:30 at night, so it goes on forever. Come on. It's ridiculous. It just goes on and on. And Kelsey is at 984 yards. They think you're going to sit him next week. He would end his streak of 7 straight season with 1,000 yards receiving. So they're playing at the Chargers on Sunday. How about Khalil Mack for the Chargers this year? 69 tackles, 18 tackles for loss, 17 quarterback hits, 16 sacks. Now, I know we had, 6 in a game this year? 6 or 7? 8 pass defense, 5 forced fumbles. And they actually his dead cap next year is only $15 million. He gets a $5.5 million roster bonus in the third day of the league year 2024. Base is $17.5 million, but no guaranteed money. Listen, and what happened to Thibodeau? Thibodeau for the Giants, is he witness protection? Because he has become a non-factor after dominating a couple weeks. Is he tired? Does he not want to play? Did he hit his wall? Because he hasn't done shit the last couple weeks, man. Nothing, Rob. Nothing at all. I'm a little disappointed in him. Yeah, Rams clinch a playoff spot with the Seahawks who lost to Pittsburgh. KC, 9th consecutive 10-plus win season, tied for 3rd longest all-time. 9th consecutive playoff berth, tied for 2nd longest all-time in the NFL. And 8th consecutive division title, 2nd longest all-time. Yeah, so the Bills win division or need Jags or Steelers to lose to make playoffs. Thank you, Elena Getzenberg, for that one. And Jags got their first win in December, but play the Panthers, who isn't really a team. Yeah, Mike McCarthy says, let's be honest, playoffs have already started. Thank you, Todd Archer, for that one. Jags lose to Titans. Winner of the Houston Colts Saturday game wins the AFC South, which they said the Titans play pretty well at home, but I don't think they're going to win the game. And Will Levis got hurt again. Will Levis gets hurt every other game. So that's another team where Houston is at the quarterback of the future, Will Levis, who can't stay healthy. First season, he's hurt every other goddamn game. Daniel Jones gets hurt all the time. Eli Manning played every guy. That's why Eli should get in the Hall of Fame. Durability. Never missed a game. Only time he missed a game was when they benched him for Geno. But he never missed a game. Where Levis can't, all these guys can't stay healthy. None of the guys can play a full season. They're always hurt. Jones is always hurt. Will Levis first year, hurt. Pickett, always hurt. Well, if they're on the field, they're not helping the team. I mean, good God. A lot of shitty players out there. CMC has a calf injury. He's not playing this week, which, yeah. So Eric Dickerson, Marshall Faulk, and CMC, only 3 players, NFL history with 2,000 total scrimmage yards with 2 different teams. So CMC this year, 1459 on the ground, 14 touchdowns, over 5 yards a carry, 67 catches, 564, 7 touchdowns. But you know what? He is Roger Craig. Remember that? Roger Craig, 1,000 yards rushing and receiving. Roger Craig always did the churning, running, and everything. Then he tried to be an actor. Didn't really work out. But he tried. So right now, the draft order: Bears, Commanders, New England, Arizona, Giants, Tennessee, Chargers, Jets. Yeah. Good going. Brock Purdy, he set a franchise record for passing yards in a season. He passed Jeff Garcia, 31 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's having a season. Yeah. Brandon Graham, I'm glad you finished the season off not far off as a defense. Yes, you are. Finished season off right. So you beat the Giants. You finished the season off right. And from there, week to week, which is basically what it is. Winner, go home. He believes in them. I don't. But good luck. Devontae Adams, 1,000 yards receiving, only 2 games over 100 yards this season. He did it in the loss on Sunday to the Raiders lose to Sunday. I was watching the game. Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders are done. Raiders I guess they aren't officially eliminated yet. Raiders. Yeah, lost the Colts. So the Raiders at Raiders playoffs, is there any way they get in? Raiders playoffs. Oh, they died. Yes. Oh, matters for the Raiders get eliminated of the playoffs. Yes, they're out of the playoffs. But Adams, 98 catches, 1,098 yards, 7 touchdowns. He will not be a Raider next season. Dolphins, 11 wins, most since 2008. 30.9 points per game, highest since 84. And 26 rushing touchdown, tied franchise record, set in 72 through 76. Yeah, Tyler Smith for the Cowboys tore his plantar fascia, which is very, very painful. Extremely painful, but they said he's going to play. I don't know how you're going to play. It's a constant pounding. I used to run like that. You just keep running keep pounding the foot until the pain goes away. So Dan Campbell was told only one player can report as eligible, where NFL Rule 5, Section 3, Article 1 says there is no limit to number of players who can report as eligible on a given play. So Brad Allen, you fucked it up. And they said, how come numerous reporters can interview coaches, but only one reporter can interview the referees? Why aren't they held to the same standards? And why can't we get guys that do this full time? Why can't they get full? Because they don't want to spend the money. They're a multi-billion-dollar industry. I was watching college football yesterday. All these old fogies missing plays, there was a play in overtime. Michigan guy, McCarthy got knocked out of bounds, way out of bounds. No penalty call. He was out of bounds, got tackled. And Harbaugh was like, what? And we all were. Did you see during the Penn State game, the quarterback for Penn State threw an interception, and one of the players' moms was caught on camera going, what the fuck was that? It was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go look up Penn State fan after interception. The mom, you read in her lip, she's like, what the fuck? She was all embarrassed. She said, I wasn't expecting that or whatever. I thought it was hilarious. She's like, what the fuck? I thought it was great. Yeah. Yeah. What my cousin Hal said to me, it's a miracle we had a chance and disappointing that we didn't steal it. Yeah. Well, he said he knew it wasn't going to be easy. It wasn't easy. It was not easy. Yeah. I agree. CeeDee Lamb set a single season record, 122, 1651, 10 touchdowns. Most receptions and receiving yards in a season. Michael Irvin did it in 95. Michael Irvin won titles. still something to be said. They won 16 straight home games, second longest in franchise history. The Cowboys, 18 from 79 to 81. Brandon Aubrey's 34 on field goals. Vinatieri hit 44 straight in 2015-16. Thank you, Mike Chappelle, for that one. And what else do I have here? Before Sunday's game, how about this? Passing touchdowns this year before Sunday's game. Joe Flacco in 5 games, 13. Giants, 13. Panthers, 13. Titans, Steelers with 12. And the Jets, through 16 games, have 11. 5 games, 13. 5 games, 13 for Flacco. 16 games for the Jets, 11. 11. 11. Yeah, unbelievable. And Giants had some bad penalties, too. Hyatt had a big catch. There was a holding. There was a lot of plays. Listen, bad teams find ways to lose. Good teams find ways to win ugly. Jamal Adams on IR. Bye, Seattle. Thank God for that. And Dak, according to ESPN Stats and Info, first interception Saturday when targeting CeeDee Lamb this season. I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, Bo Nix in the second quarter, 14-16, $188. The only guy to throw 4 touchdowns in a quarter this year was Michael Penix Jr. 60. Can you imagine a 61st college start? 44 touchdowns this season, broke the Oregon single-season record by Marcus Mariota. DJ Eon Galele is going from Clemson to Oregon State, from Clemson to Oregon State to now Florida State. Will he be good? I don't know. But, the Cheez-It Bowl, Citrus Bowl mascot held up a sign that says, "Don't eat me." Because I'll tell you, that huge Pop-Tart looked really good. I'd like that right now. That's something I could eat right now. That'd be delicious. Wisconsin had a lot of – Wisconsin was up 14-0 in LSU and then lost the game 35-31. Wall Street Journal calls Jim Harbaugh an unlikely revolutionary, which I asked Michigan, and I still don't know what that means. What, because they said that Stallions, when they were losing, they said, give Stallions a call. Give Stallions a call. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, Liberty, which got blown out, shouldn't have been in the New Year's Six Bowl. I'm sorry. And teams came in non-Power 5 coming into that game in the New Year's Six Bowls have been 4-5. Liberty isn't playing a Power 5 opponent in 24, 25, or 26. Thank you, Kyle Rowland. I mean, how can you even play those games? And I feel terrible for Sam, all the players that were out for Florida State, but 63-3. The last 2 games Georgia's played, they won 65-7 over TCU in the championship game, 63-3, which was the biggest margin of victory ever in a bowl game, 128-10. I mean, 63-3. It was so bad. Will Muschamp's kid got into the game. He was going crazy. I mean, 63-3. I mean, I've said, okay, maybe they'll come, but then it just got ugly and uglier and uglier and uglier. I mean, what does that do for the program? Well, now, hey, listen, they'll lick their wounds, and even he talked about it. Kirby Smart said, what are you doing? You're giving these guys NIL, and then they opt out of the last game, which I understand they opt out because, guys have gotten hurt in the bowl game, and they may have got money to play college, but these guys have a future in professional football where they make millions of dollars. And I'm sorry, maybe if it's a playoff game, yeah, but for a regular bowl games aren't going to matter. There are exhibition games, and it's good for guys that you're going to see for next year, but a lot of times it doesn't carry over to the next season. You think it does. I feel for the most part the bowl game sucked. I watch the bowl games because I love watching college football. I just think it's a great time of year. I watch football basically from Monday till yesterday, and I could watch it all day today. But there were days, it's slow time for training last week, and I just watched bowl games all goddamn day, and it was heaven. But were they good games? No. Were they good matchups? No. There was a lot of crap. A lot of crap out there. Yeah, so, and KJ Jefferson's going from Arkansas to UCF. He was good a couple of years ago. Did not have 2107, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for Arkansas, but he did not have a good year. Another over 400 on the ground. And how about this? The Huntsville quarterback got in for Iowa. They were down 28-0. Marco Lainez III took over for Deacon Hill, who sucked. So Iowa was shut out in the second half of the Nebraska game, didn't score against Michigan in the Big Ten championship game, and was shut out 35-0 against Tennessee. So they didn't score for over 10 quarters. Actually, Yeah, over 10 quarters. I mean, that's and why would he start? How, Michigan goes, how does Kirk Ferentz have a job? I go, he keeps winning games, but the offense is beyond pathetic, and he doesn't have a quarterback. Now he's going to have Cade McNamara come back next year, who was never that good, but he's going to be the starting quarterback next year for Iowa. But I give this kid Marco Lainez a chance. He came in, he ran the ball, he tried, he came in, but they have no offense whatsoever. I mean, it's embarrassing how terrible they are. Terrible. And Garrett Nussmeier, he threw for 395, 3 touchdowns. First career 300-yard game at LSU. Thank you, Cole Kublek, for that yesterday. Bo Nix is the only player responsible for 55-plus touchdowns at 2 different schools. That's a guy who played a long time in college. And I think I'm curious to see how he's going to do. 77% completion? Now, they said don't look at the tape for the game against Liberty. Liberty wasn't. But he is a damn good quarterback. Him and Penix, you want a guy who's had experience, played a lot of games, bring him in. Jets could use guys like that. Shit, yeah. Giants could use guys like that. These are guys that have played at the top level. Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. Why not? These are guys who have pedigree behind them. What did Daniel Jones do? He played a fucking Duke. Duke sucked. He hasn't shown me anything, really. Okay, the line sucks and everything, but are you excited about next year, Rob, with the Giants, with the quarterback situation? Jets? Are we really expecting a lot from Aaron Rodgers? And if he sucks next year, which he could, the fans should give it to him, because I'm going in next year like, okay, let's see what can happen. Even Dak. What's that? Dak? Hey, listen, he had he had some nice throws on Saturday, but it's playoff time. I don't give a shit about the regular season. I want to see what you do during the regular season. That's the time that matters. That's the time that matters to me. That's the time that matters to me. Yeah, and Bo Nix's dad was crying when he was taken out of the game. Vols won their 6th straight playoff game. Nico, how do you say his name? Iamaleava threw for $151, had 15 rushes for 27 yards, 3 touchdowns. They finished 9-4. Deacon Hill for Iowa, 7 for 18 for 56 yards and 2 interceptions. They suck. And Oregon got their 12th plus wins 6 times since 2010. Yeah, that was crazy. Caden Salter, responsible for 43 touchdowns coming to the game, threw for $126, a touchdown interception, ran for 31 yards. Listen, Liberty, enjoy it. You got some commercials on TV. Fans came to the game. They got to be in a New Year's Six Bowl, but it was ugly. Yeah, and Colin Sherwin wrote this, that Iowa didn't score a touchdown the last 163 minutes, 22 seconds of Brian Ferentz's tenure as offensive coordinator at Iowa. That's embarrassing. That's ugly. Yeah. Kirk, how do you, come on. And Jay Higgins is coming back for Iowa, 16 tackles, tied Andre Johnson with 171 tackles, which was the most tackles in a single season. Congratulations on a shitty bowl game. And FBS conference champs will go 2-8 in bowl games this year. Only winners will meet in college football playoff finals. So you win the conference, didn't mean shit come the bowl games. They played like shit. Memphis beat Iowa State 36-26. They've fourth 10-win season since 2014. 10-3, yeah, that's pretty cool. How about Ole Miss got their first 11-win season ever in program history? And Penn State came into the bowl game giving up 11 points a game. 38-25. They finished 10-3. Ole Miss finished 11-1. Jackson Dart threw for 379, 3 touchdowns, ran for another. And first 11-win season, yeah. Penn State, to me, every year comes in and then stinks during the bowl games. Just terrible, terrible. Gunnar Watson was one of 43 6-year FBS quarterbacks, only one not to transfer. Thank you, College Sports Only. He threw for 35-69, 27 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. They lost to Duke 17-10 in the Birmingham Bowl, where he threw for 230 and interception. They finished 11-3. Garrett Wilson said, bowl games suck. Used to mean something. Yeah, they used to. They don't mean anything anymore. Yeah, Georgia, 60-point win, new bowl game record. And Florida State, no touchdown passes over the final 3 games of the season. Thank you, Alex Loeb, for that one. Yeah. Yeah, Knicks won yesterday. Hey, Anunoby, 17 points, 6 rebounds, plus 19. Hit 7 for 12, 3 for 6. Cat at 29, and Edwards at 35. Randall at 39, 9 rebounds. Missed a free throw that he could have had 40. Didn't happen. But what are you going to do? 18-15. They fell to 24-8. The Wolves, Grimes, 10 points off the bench. Hardenstein, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. DiVincenzo, 15. Grimes, 10 off the bench. Yes. How about the Nets? 2-7 the last 9. 3 losses in a row. They're 15-18. They lost on New Year's Eve. They got blown out by OKC. Just not playing good ball right now. But Billy Reinhardt's a guy I respect about the Nets. He says that Jacques Vaughn is not going anywhere. And Asur and Amin played their first game against each other. Asur had 9.7 rebounds, 2 assists. Amin had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. So they both played. Wait, am I wrong here? Wait. Oh, wait, that's what they came in averaging this season. So they played. It was, and what did he end up doing? Yeah, so Asur had 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and Amin had 12 points. Nice going. 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Rockets improved to 16-15. The Rockets, the Pistons fell to 3-30. 3-30. Oh, and what happened? Oh, so the Hornets came in last night with a 10-game losing streak. Did the Nuggets play the? I love that commercial where Andy Reid asked for more nuggies. How about those nuggies? Every time that's on, I laugh my ass off. And the Nuggets won over the Hornets, who lost their 11th in a row, 111-93. Let me see what a good game. Miles Bridges at 26. Oh, Melo's hurt again? Oh, I did not know that. Porter at 22. Jokic at 13, 11, and 6. Murray at 25. They're 24 and 11. Hornets are 7 and 24. Ugly, ugly, ugly. I love that the Jazz blew out the Mavs yesterday. Golden State 8 and 17 versus team 500 or better. Thank you, Shane Young. 8th home loss already this year. 8 all of last season. They're 15 and 17. Yeah, Pistons finally won since October 28th. Pacers beat the Bucks. Giannis had a triple-double, 13, 18, and 11. Halliburton's playing his ass off. But Mathurin had 25 and 13 assists. So the Pacers are 18 and 14. The Bucks fell to 24 and 9. And Friday night, UNC beat Charleston Southern 105-60, but they left the seat, Eric Montrose's seat at scorer's table, empty in honor of him. Jones Angel called the game by himself. UNC jumped from UNC is now, what is UNC? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, went from 9 to 8. It's Purdue, Kansas, Houston, UConn, Tennessee, Kentucky, Marquette, UNC, Illinois. Arizona went down 6 to 10. FAU went down 10 from 7 to 17. Duke went up 2 to number 14. Auburn is in at 25. James Madison's up to 19. Texas up 1 to 20. Gonzaga dropped 11 to 24. The women's, South Carolina, UCLA, NC State, Iowa, Colorado's up 3 to 5. Baylor's up 4 to 6. LSU, Stanford, USC down. Texas went down 5. Yeah, they went from 6 to 9. Texas went from 5 to 10. UNC's out of the top 25, and UConn's up 3 to 12. USC lost Saturday. UCLA, they were both undefeated, 71-64. London Jones at 21, and Juju Watkins for USC at 27 points to lead the way for USC. Wolverine men have lost 3 and 7 the last 10. They lost to McNeese State last week. They are 6 and 7. Rutgers on Saturday won 56-55 over 2 and 12 Stone Hill. These are supposed to be the puff cake games. No, not that game. And UVA got blown out by Saturday to Notre Dame. They are 10 and 3, 1-1 in the ACC. They're 136 in Ken Palm offense, which means they're not playing any offense. Rangers 25-9 and 1. Panarin on pace for 53 goals, 117 points per Statboy Steven. Biggest win over Tampa Bay Saturday, 5-1 since April 2nd, 2010, when they won 5-0. How about this? 24 games with at least 4 shots on goal. Panarin this year. Most in a season, he's had his 28. There's 47 games left. He's on pace for 339 shots on goal. His career high is 228. So they're going to play the Canes, who are 7 points behind them today. And Mika's on a career high 10-game point streak, 8 goals, 9 assists. So that's on tonight. But we'll be watching that tonight. The PWHL first game ever. New York beat Toronto 4-0. Marc-Andre Fleury joins Martin Brodeur, Roberto Longo, and Patrick Roy as only NHL goalies to reach 1,000 games. Fleury 6-6 this season for the Wild. And how about Jesper Bratt for the Devils? 35 games, 14 goals, 29 assists, 43 points. I'd say he's having a hell of a season for the Devils. San Diego, there's a guy, Giannis Gadapoodle, thinks that with Tatis, whose birthday it is today, Manny Ramirez, Xander, Darvish, Musgrove, and now King from the Yankees feel good about 2024. Last year, they were plus 104 run differential, 7th in pitching war and hitting war. Soto gone, but team still good. Wander Franco is under arrest in the DR because he avoided the police. I don't know where that's going. Chris Sale, I talked about going to Boston, 6-5 with a 4.30 ERA. He's going to make $27.5 million in 24 this year, and then a $20 million club option. Boston is going to add $17 million to make the deal happen. UFC 300 is in Vegas, International Fight Week. Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, who said he's already started his training. USA Gymnastics, Simone Biles, 37 world and Olympic medals and counting. Now, March 30th, the United Football League. Does anybody care? No, I don't. And Snoop Dogg is going to be an analyst for the Paris Olympics. Thank you, Philip Lewis. That's going to be interesting. Snoop Dogg being an analyst at the Paris Olympics. Weed's legal over there, right? Is he going to be smoking on a camera, whatever? But they're just trying to add eyeballs. Come on. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah. Yeah, Rutgers won their bowl game. I talked about that. Kyle Munungai had over 100 yards rushing. Yeah, NC State was trying to get to 10 wins for the first time. Last time was 2002 with Phil Rivers. Did not happen. Arizona, 4th time, 10 wins. First time since 2014. They were 1-11 2 years ago with Jed Fish. I mean, think about that. That turnover sword cracks me up, man. That just cracked me up. Michigan first Rose Bowl since 2006. Bama 6-2 in college football semifinals. Yeah, but Bo Schembechler was 5-12 in bowl games, lost 5 straight Rose Bowls before winning in 1980, 23-6 over Washington. Harbaugh coming into the game yesterday, 1-6 in bowl games. His only win was the Citrus, 41-7 in 2015 over Florida. Kansas got their first bowl wins in 2008, first 9-win season since 2007. Jason Bean for Kansas threw for 6 touchdowns, 449 passing yards, 3 interceptions, their 49-36 win over UNLV. That was a hell of a game. Yeah, Iowa, 5-1 games decided 10 points or less. Well, they got blown out. They were going for 11 wins for their 4th time. Did not happen. Cristobal at Miami is 12-13, 6-10 in the ACC, 1-5 versus ranked teams. That's not good. They've lost 4 consecutive bowl games, Miami. The U, 1-10 their last 11, dating back to 2008. Last one was 2016. They won the Russell Athletic Bowl, 31-14 over West Virginia. How about Arizona? 13 turnovers gained in 12 regular season games. They had 6 versus Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl. Wow, that's crazy. Thank you, Bruce Feldman, for that one. Pop-Tarts Bowl, serious. That was a serious Pop-Tart. That was a very serious Pop-Tart. Yeah, that was a serious Pop-Tart. All right. Let me see. What did I miss today? I didn't miss. Yeah, Saturday, the joy with Jimmy Johnson getting in the Ring of Honor. I thought that was awesome. Most passing yards in one calendar month because Flacco was up there. Flacco was Peyton Manning, but Flacco had 1,616 yards at a calendar month. Jordan Love, that's an awesome stat. I love that. Precious Achua. Yeah, okay, I got that down. Michigan playoffs. Hey, they finally won a playoff game. Regular season last year, 30-1 playoff games. Now they're 1-2. So we can take that stat and shove it up the ass. Best winning percentage as a starting quarterback FBS history. Jimmy Harris was 25-0 at Oklahoma. Chuck Ely at Toledo was 35-0. Jameis Winston was 26-1 in 2 years, and McCarthy in 3 years is 26-1. So he has the same winning percentage as Jameis Winston now. So congrats on that front. Alabama was held under 100 yards in first half for the third time in past 9 seasons. Thank you, Josh Dubois, for that one. And that's so crap. The only overtime losses was to Michigan in 2000 and Michigan in 2024. Yeah, Washington had 305 yards in the first half. Crazy. Threw for 255 in the first half alone. Yeah, Utah blew out Dallas. Love that. I love seeing blowouts like that. Yeah. Lanker sent me a picture of the woman flashing at the. I thought that was funny. 4,500 passing yards in consecutive seasons. Last 2 FBS quarterbacks. Michael Penix, 46-41 and 45-59. And Mahomes in 2015-16, 46-53 and 5,052. Maybe I'll have a career like him. Who knows? Jordan Clarkson had the first triple-double for Utah since Carlos Boozer in the Delta Center since 2008. So congrats to you. Yeah, Adonai Mitchell in his last 4 playoff games has 8 catches, 4 touchdowns. So all he does is have touch. He was pissed. He was like, give me the goddamn ball. Give me the damn ball. And they did. They gave him the damn ball. Yeah, Dylan Johnson went down. When he went down, they're not to be determined how that's going to go. Texas 1-43 when trailing by 13 plus points in the fourth quarter. They defeated Texas Tech in 2020. So I would say, yeah, Hal's not talking to me. He's pissed off. Yeah, he's pissed off. And I get it. I get it. I totally get it, dude. And they lost their starting corner in the final minute of the game. He went down hard on his shoulder. Bradley Beal in the win, 21 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds, 2 steals and a block, 2 stocks, plus 22 team high. Good for him. He sucks. Well, it doesn't suck. I mean, he's hurt all the time. Washington versus Michigan. The BCS worked. Barrett Sally, thank you. Michigan's a 4.5 point favorite over Washington. Since the 2000 season, the SEC had been 8-2 versus the Big Ten in matchup between 2 AP top 10 teams, and 6 of those wins were at least 23 points. The only wins during that time were Ohio State. They beat Arkansas in 2010 and Bama in 2014 when they won the Natty. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. And in the SEC, they say it just means more edge defender. Braden McGregor said that should be ours now. Yeah. They are saying SEC faster, all that shit. Well, they're not. Michael Penix definitely got screwed. 460 total yards. Yeah, he was offensive MVP with Braylon Trice, the defensive. I'll tell you, the voters, they should do it after the end of the season. Yeah, they really should. Yeah, and Adunze had 125 yards and 6 catches. And Jalen Polk had a 77-yard bomb on the 4th play. He had over 100 yards receiving, too. I mean, Penix, though, has a nice touch. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It's a hell of a, yeah, it was for 21-21 at the half. Hey, hell of a game. Yeah, they're underdogs. We'll see what happens. 9 6-year players on Washington, including Michael Penix Jr. Something to be said about these guys staying forever. Yeah. 0 sacks of Penix and only 3 tackles for loss. You got to get to the quarterback. Yeah, Tyler Booker and J.J. McCarthy played high school ball together at IMG Academy. And he says, now go win it. It was nice. Today's birthday, David Cohn, Jose Mendez, Edgar Martinez, and Fernando Tatis Jr. Thank you, Gummy Arts, for that. I did not know that. David Tepper's a douchebag. Cavs lost to Toronto. I wanted to see what they Quickly had 19. Oh no, Quickly had 14, and Barrett had 19, 6 for 12, 1 for 2 from 3, 19-9 rebounds, and Quickly had 28 minutes, 5 for 13, 2 for 5, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. They got the win over Cleveland. Congrats. Yeah, keeps going in and out. I guess everybody's working. Everybody got quiet because I've been talking forever. All right. I was going to talk about some more. I do have more. I was talking about some NFL. I talked about Michigan. Yeah, this was interesting. Michigan had pride stickers on the helmets from 65 to 1995 when Lloyd Carr had them removed. When Jim Harbaugh was hired in 2015, he reinstated the tradition. The number represents a total number of historical wins for the program. And Ben Stevens put this up. Big Ten teams that won a bowl game this year: Minnesota, Northwestern, Rutgers, Ohio State, Penn State. And Ohio State lost back-to-back games 2 years in a row, which I thought was kind of, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and McCole Hardman's back with the Chiefs. I like that. Yeah. We'll see what, yeah. So Philly's 5, Tampa Bay's 4. If they go to Charlotte and beat the Panthers, they take the division title. We'll see if that happens. Rams, I talked about Packers, Rams. They're in the playoffs. There was a real chance the wild card round brings the Rams to Detroit, giving Matthew Stafford a date with his former team at Ford Field. Would like to see them lose. New Orleans has a chance to make the playoffs and can win the division with a win along with Buccaneers' loss. They host the Falcons. So the Lions have to lose to the Vikings, and they need help to get in. So that's not happening. Ravens kicking ass. Yeah, 5 touchdown passes for Lamar Jackson. Saints, Alvin Kamara is now the first player in franchise history with over 10,000 career yards. And then he got hurt, went down. Yeah, Jets. Yeah, I don't know. Ali Ashraf is saying Brees Hall's as good as Curtis Martin and Freeman McNeil. He's only played a year and a half, and he got injured last season. So Joe Flacco's the only quarterback to have 5 straight games with 250 yards and 2 touchdowns this season. Quarterbacks to throw for 1,600-plus yards and 13 TDs in any month: Joe Flacco, Mahomes, Peyton Manning, and Jim Kelly. And he's also 300-plus yards, 2 touchdowns in 4 straight games. Yeah, he's having a season, dude. He's having a season. For the first time since 1989, the Browns will finish ahead of the Steelers in the division. Since 89. And James Bradbury in the slot, 13 to 25, 52% completion, 154 yards, a touchdown, an interception. Not good. Oh, and in case you're wondering, Joe Flacco needs 72 yards to pass Johnny Manziel for 31st on the Browns' all-time passing list. Thank you, Jason Lloyd. And Johnny Manziel said some records were meant to be broken. Most catches in first 3 seasons: Justin Jefferson, 324, Michael Thomas, 321, Christian McCaffrey, 303, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 302, Jarvis Landry, 288, and Odell Beckham Jr., 288. And Travis Etienne versus the Panthers had a 62-yard rushing touchdown. He had to rush for 60 yards in a game in 7 weeks. No, that's not good. And Brock Purdy, first 49ers quarterback with 30-plus TD passes in the season since Jeff Garcia in 2001. So he's got 31. The record is Steve Young is 36-8. So that's it. That's the record. Wow. And he did that twice, 30-plus. Garcia did it twice. Montana, Brody, and now Purdy. And Hal sent me this. Ray Rice was honored by the Ravens on Sunday as a legend of the game for his accomplishments both on and off the field. But Jamel Hill says he's really, done a lot of good things since, that knocking out his girlfriend in the elevator. So, hey, what do I know? I'm just a man, not the man. And Frank Clark is 3rd all-time in postseason sacks with 13.5. Seahawks are releasing him. He'd been a healthy scratch for the past 3 games. Maybe somebody will pick him up. CeeDee Lamb had the longest pass play, 92 yards in the NFL, and the longest TD catch for the Cowboys. Thank you, Josh DeBoe. Since Bob Hayes caught a 95-yarder from Don Meredith versus Washington on November 13th, 1966. And Damani Jackson will transfer to Bama from USC. Congrats to you. Iowa finishes with 1,220 more yards punting than gained on offense this season. Not good. Notre Dame, the 2024 Notre Dame lacrosse team will have the last 2 Notre Dame bowl game MVPs because they beat Oregon State 48 Friday in the Sun Bowl, and the MVP was the wide receiver Jordan Faison, who was a walk-on, who's going to play lacrosse this year, 5 for 115 and a touchdown. And Steve Angeli from New Jersey threw for 232, 3 touchdowns, but they brought in Riley Leonard from Duke, so I guess he's starting. And Tyler Buckner, who's playing for the lacrosse team last year when they beat South Carolina in the Gator Bowl 45-38, threw for 274, 61 rushing, 5 total touchdowns. That's another guy. And the loss, I love all this. I got to read all the Ohio State stuff. They lost 14-3 to Missouri. Lowest scoring game for Ohio State since 31-0 Fiesta Bowl loss to Clemson at the 2016 season. First ever loss in a non-playoff New Year's Six game. They'd been 4-0 since the advent of New Year's Six in 2014. First ever in the Cotton Bowl. They'd been 2-0. And first ever loss in AT&T where they've been 3-0. They've been 11-2 each of the last 3 seasons, finishing the year with 2 straight losses in each of the past 2. Marvin Harrison held that. Well, of course, he shouldn't play. And now they're reaching out to Will Howard. Devin Brown keeps getting hurt. Lincoln Kienholz was thrown into the fire. What do you expect from him as a true freshman? Yeah. And first time since 99-2000 under John Cooper that they back-to-back losses to end the season. Up until tonight, Missouri's only bowl win against an AP top 10 was the 1961 Orange Bowl against Navy. The Tigers, that's crazy, 61. And Eli Drinkwitz, during the late night sports center, was wearing a slingshot over his shoulder that he carried during the Cotton Bowl. He goes, we're not going to stop. No one is waiting for Missouri to take its place in college football. We've got to kick the door down. Okay. Yeah, and Oklahoma running back Tawi Walker is transferring from Oklahoma to Wisconsin. He ran for 513 and 7 touchdowns. I talked all I want to talk about Georgia. That was a blowout. Knicks. Yeah, Knicks won. Congrats to them. Yes, Nets did not play well. Let me see. Do I have anything about the Nets? Oh, this is, yeah. No, let me see. The Nets. Cam Thomas is playing well, but I guess his defense, but you got to give him time for that to happen. How about this? This is from my cousin Hal, too. Old school airway. Pacers rookie Chuck Person faced Larry Bird for the first time in 86. Before the game, Bird told Person he had a present for him. After releasing a 3, Bird turned to the bench where Person was and said, "Merry fucking Christmas." Then the shot went in. That's Larry Bird. That's Larry Bird. Gotta love Larry Bird. And Tyrese Halliburton just became the 3rd player in NBA history with 20 points and 20 assists in back-to-back game. The other 2 was Stockton and Magic Johnson. Yeah. Unbelievable. And Caitlin Clark is now the Big Ten all-time assist leader. Congrats to her. They won Saturday over Minnesota 94-71. She became the first D1 player, man or woman, to have 3,000-plus points, 900 more assists, and 800 more rebounds at a career. And she moved into 5th place all-time on the D1 career scoring list with 31-49. She's good. They're 13-1, 2-0. Minnesota fell to 11-2, 2-1. Winter Classic. I love the uniforms, man. 3-0. 9 straight games with at least a point for the Kraken. New franchise record. 2 shutouts this season for Joey DeCord. Kraken 14-14-9. Vegas 22-10-5. Vegas said we had a special goals graphic and everything. Seattle Kraken said, and that's too bad. I thought that was hilarious. The last MLB player to start and finish 162 regular season games in 1 year was Juan Pierre of the 2004 Marlins. Gotham Football Club, Crystal Dunn is joining the team. So, listen, championship for Crystal Dunn. And Cale Yarborough passed away at 84. 3-time NASCAR champion. Got into some fights, too. He was pretty good. Didn't do well as an owner, but was a hell of a race car driver. He won NASCAR's premier race 4 times. 1979, Donnie Allison, last lap battle for the lead, that the cars crash. So the cars crash, then the drivers swing at each other in the infield grass while Petty went to win the race. The fight escalated when Allison's brother, Bobby, pulled over his car and joined in. He won the premium race 4 times and the Southern 500 at Darlington 5 times. Was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2012. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Saw that. I was like, all right. Did I miss anything else today? Let's see. Joe Namath signed a contract with the Jets on this date, 1965. Joe was told he would get 4 seasons out of his knees. He played 13, and he took his share of hits along the way. Yes, he did. Yeah. Oh, Paul Feinbaum walks back on his previous comments that a Michigan national title would be tainted. Shut the fuck up. You're such an asshole. Such an ass. You know what? Sometimes these guys are just douchebags. Did I miss anything else? David Tepper might be suspended. Substantial fine. Good for him. Yes. Pickett rips backup report. Oh, he denies report he refused to dress if he wasn't week 17 starter. Yeah, but whatever. Yeah. Stephen A. Smith not moved by the trade. Oh, and Hal sent me a text. All right, what did Hal say? I said I want him on the show. So proud of this year. Much to replace, but much on the way. We will be young next year, but uber talented. Okay. Come on the show. Come on the show. All right. Live now. I don't think he'll come on. But, okay, so I missed trivia questions. All right. Here we go. Last show's trivia question. I guess everybody went to sleep, working. I'm glad I did this early. All right. All right. Last show's trivia question was most passing yards by a left-handed quarterback in ACC history. I saw that when I was watching the game. Brendan Armstrong, NC State, 10,665 yards coming into the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Congrats to him. Oh, what did Hal say? Oh, he's in the car. So that is not happening. He's in the car, so it's not happening. Okay, well, we tried. It's a journey. All right. He said he'd come on, but okay, today's trivia question. Jimmy Johnson won a national championship at Miami in 87 and then won a pair of Super Bowls with the Cowboys. He's one of 3 head coaches to win a college national championship and a Super Bowl. Who are the other two? Who are the other 2 guys to win a national championship in college football and a Super Bowl? There are 2 other coaches, national championship and a Super Bowl. I think everybody went to sleep. So thank you, Rob, Kev, Aaron, Josh, Company of Jace. Thank you guys. 2023. I'll tell you the truth. I've been in a blah mood. Yeah, losing your pops kind of puts a damper. And I woke up. I did finish season 3 of Warrior. Is that what it's called? That show on Max, which was canceled, which now they said that it might be picked up by Warrior Max. Yes, I finished it. It was awesome. So it didn't get picked up. And I gotta work out now. And yeah, I gotta do a workout. So send my love. Hal, sorry you can't be on the show right now. Guys, I guess you guys, you're in the car with the sleeping Lottie. Rob doesn't want to answer the question. Josh or Aaron, they all got busy. So thank you all for listening to the show today. Send my love to Michigan. And thank you all. Hey, listen, the show wouldn't be here without Joshua, Angus, RK, LG, Ben, Angus, Westy, Ari, and Mark, Gumbo Chef, Harris, Bill, Rhonda, Michigan. I know I'm forgetting people. Who do I send this? Treetop. I found a picture of us playing basketball and growing up. Lanker, Eric, David, and my man Benjamin too. Certainly was listening, a little busy at work. Yeah, thank you, Josh. I know you're Milton, Joshua, Teddy, Patrick. Send something to Samantha, Michigan. Combo Chef, Rhonda, Daniel, and Daniel. We're going to do a show. I'm going to his house. We're going to do something. We're going to do a show soon. Paige, Bumbles, of course, Bumbles. I forgot Bumbles. Carol, this equipment. Damien, let me think. Ethan, Yankee Recaps. Lon, Nathan, Ben, Shoop, Danny, Mark used to work in my pop's office. I talked about Scott and Teddy. Big S, Jay. And if I forgot anybody, Dominic, hey, I missed your fundraiser. I'm coming to the next one. Better Days Golf Co. I'm coming to that. Thank you all. Love all you guys. Here's to a great 2024. Talk to you later. Adios.